Well, you can plug it into that. It's so that the light comes on. That's all. Yeah. Right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Oh, I've got to get on camera. Sorry. So we are live on the Facebook Live as well. Right, an absolute rip roar of a President's News tonight because we have a controversial rerun of the marathon draw. I know, that's pretty exciting, right? Pretty exciting, I know. This is, the atmosphere is electric down at the clubhouse on the 2nd of June.
It's warm for a change, Mr. President.
Well,
done.
it is electric because we're supposed to have thunderstorms very shortly, so that will really amuse Alan Stevens. Never mind the train if I get hit by lightning, but there we go. I had a lovely letter from him in the week. I also had a fantastic phone call from John Lindblom. That was really nice to speak to him. I had a very long call with him. He tells me he's not doing well. He sounded in fine form, to be honest. Very humorous, so that was very, very enjoyable. I don't know if he gets to watch President's News, but if he does, it was great to have your call, John. Thank you. I have a fantastic report here of all the action in the week put together by Nick Brooks. So I'll just go in with that because, of course, it's so important that we have athletics back. So we start with Adam ran a much improved 200 metres in 20.58 at last week's Diamond League event in Doha. Katie Ann McDonald over in the States knocked a huge amount off her best time in the 800 metres with a 2:01.67 in Jacksonville, Florida in the NCAA East Regionals, and that has qualified her for the NCAA Finals. Divine Oladipo has also qualified for both finals after putting the shot 16.79 metres and throwing the discus 54.79 metres. Back in the UK on the track, Brandon Murray recorded 10.78 in Dagenham and Jack Mensah clocked 10.79 in Kettering. Theo Adesina jumped 6.57 in the long jump and 1.89 for a PB in the high jump at Bedford. Theo's one of our multi-eventers. And another multi-eventer, Daisy Snell, recorded 1.60 in the high jump for a PB at Lee Valley. At Sports City in Manchester, Cherise Hilton clocked 23.74 over 200 metres. Mallory Cluley clocked 13.87 over the 100-metre hurdles. And Erin Enser ran 9:31.05 over the 3,000-metre steeplechase. Charlie Davis got another PB of 14.28.56 over 5,000 metres at Birmingham University. At the Club Open meeting at Norman Park, 168 athletes took part. There were notable 400-metre efforts by Sam Reardon, who ran 48.03 for a PB. Angus Harrington ran 49.56. This is in the 400 metres. And Pablo Sima Roca recorded 49.65. And Drew Burridge ran 52.72, Ross Edmonds 53.42, and Nathan Furler 53.40. Our fastest lady was Holly Passy with 57.34. In the Kent Young Athletes League at Dartford, the club is in the overall lead with 570 points ahead of Medway on 563 points. And in the weekend, we also had the YDL at Norman Park, which our athletes comfortably won. This weekend, we have the National Athletics League coming to Norman Park. So we're welcoming Windsor, Thames Valley Harriers, Southampton. So a slightly smaller meeting, I think, with 4 clubs there. Did everyone see that William Brindley scored a massive PB in the Boston Lincolnshire Marathon, running 4 minutes better than his previous. He ran 3:07.13. And then last night in Tunbridge, 2 of our race walkers got medals in the Kent Walking Championships. So Abby Smith, I believe, won the under-17 women's race, and Johnnie Ellerton got the silver in the boys under-17 race, I believe. So very, very good performances this week. Right, that's all I have in terms of athletics news. Nick, would you come and do your draw?
Yes.
Would you just explain to everyone about the controversy?
Good evening, everybody. I don't expect you thought you'd see me again this week. Reason for that, we did the marathon draw last week, and one of the two winners rang me up the next day and said, it was Lindsay, and said she didn't feel that she could commit to the place. Because it was my first time doing it, I wasn't aware of the sort of reserve system or anything like that. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to take the 3 people who weren't drawn last week. They are here in the Scrabble bag. I'll give the Scrabble bag to the president, who can check the same three letters are in there. And what we're going to do, whoever comes out first will get a place. We'll then draw second for first reserve, and then the third person will get second reserve. The reason I explain all this now is we have until the 16th of July, so let's round that down and say 6 weeks from today. If either of the winners, that's Jerry has already won, and whoever wins tonight, if you're not able to commit to the place by 16th of July, we would ask that you give it back to the club, and then we'll offer it to one of the reserves in order who are drawn tonight. So it should be, you're certain of getting your name drawn. That includes me. If you weren't here last week, you know that I'm in the draw, which is why the president is making sure it's done fairly. So over to you, Mr. President, and I've got the letters to tally.
Okay, right, so
I look at the screen now.
I have the
everybody.
bag.
Yeah.
I think Terry was so brilliant last week, I'm going to ask her again. Well, that might jinx it, but there we go.
So the first place is, this person is offered a marathon place.
It's a B.
It's me. And I apologise for showing so much more enthusiasm than when I called the names last week. So, first reserve is the next one.
That's a massive result, because if that hadn't been B, we would be back here again next week. Mick, would you mind?
B.
What do you mean they're all B's?
E
is Paul. So, Paul, your first reserve. So, I repeat that if either I or Jerry cannot commit to the place through injury or something, then it's yours.
And no tripping them up next week when you're out running, Paul.
Good idea, not think of that.
and
Okay.
Steve, just to verify that there isn't another B in the bag.
Is that what is it?
C.
And C is Ian Taylor. So, I'll let Ian know by email that he's second reserve. Okay, that, I hope, until the winter, the Christmas supper completes the draw. Thank you very much, Mr.
Well
President.
done, Nick. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Right, does anyone else have any news for us? In that, oh yes, Steve.
Just to remind everyone that for a unique occasion, the National League fixture is coming to Norman Park on Sunday, so anyone wants to come along, if you can help, or if you just want to relax and watch some of the athletics.
Indeed.
So that would be good.
Excellent. That's good, showing everyone at President's News. That was nice. Anyone else? Any news? In which case, thank you very much. Good evening.